Hello, I'm David, CEO at the Amateur Fishermen's Association NT. On behalf of AFANT, I have a special message for anybody who's thinking of fishing this Easter long weekend. I want to start by saying thank you. Thanks to everybody, because it's so clear from the number of engagement that we've had, from the messages, the emails and the phone calls, that everybody wants to do the right thing this Easter, to do their part to protect the community and to follow the rules. I have to be clear, this is no time for complacency in the fight against COVID-19. The authorities have made it clear that they will be watching recreational fishing this weekend, and it's really important that our community steps up and that 100% of people are doing the right thing this weekend. Of course, the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister have made it clear, if we can stay home, they want us to stay home. At the same time, in the Northern Territory, people can go fishing, but there are restrictions on what we can do. Those restrictions relate both to where we can fish and who we can fish with. And I'll go into a bit more detail about that shortly. The police will be out there this weekend enforcing these rules. So it's really important that you take the time to know what the rules are and follow them to the letter, to do your part for our community. If you're boat fishing, that means fishing only with the people you live with. We've had a lot of questions over the last week about people wondering if they can fish with family they don't live with or people who they work with, but the advice has been provided clearly. You must reside with the people who you're fishing with if you're fishing on a boat, and you may be required to produce ID to be able to prove this. We're asking people to fish close to home, to fish locally if you can, and to avoid crowding any areas. This includes boat ramps and boat ramp car parks. If it's busy, we're asking you to move on. And the further you travel, the harder it's going to be to choose to move on. And so that's why fishing locally is the best choice that you have. If you get to a boat ramp and it's busy, if somebody else is using it, you need to wait in your car and you need to maintain 1.5 meters of social distance from people at ramps at all times. If you're fishing land-based, once again, we would encourage you to fish only with people you live with. However, you could fish with up to one person you don't live with, provided you don't travel in the car together and you maintain 1.5 meters of physical distance at all times. There are a number of closures and area restrictions on travel in place at the moment, and these are being enforced. A lot of the Northern Territory parks are now closed, and all of the campgrounds and many of the day use areas are closed. We would encourage you to visit the park's website to check before travelling to any parks. And it's also really important to understand that the vast majority of the Northern Territory is currently covered by a declared area under federal biosecurity legislation. Now, what this means is if you're not already in one of those areas, then you can't travel into those areas. Popular fishing places like the Daly River, the Roper River, in fact, all of the Gulf Coast, the Vic River and all of Kakadu are covered by these biosecurity declared areas. That means you can't travel in there via a car or via boat without an exemption, and you won't get an exemption for recreational fishing. Again, to be clear, it means if you are planning on launching at Dundee and traveling to the Daly River mouth, that's not possible at this time. It's really important to brush up on these closures, and we've got all the information in one place at afant.com.au/COVID-19. So if you jump on our website, our commitment to you is that we will keep that updated with all of the links and the latest information that you need. Finally, I just want to say thank you in advance for everyone doing the right thing this weekend. And most importantly, look out for your loved ones. Connect with each other, even if you can't be in the same place at this time. We're all having to make sacrifices. Hopefully we can get through this together if we all follow the rules. But make no mistake, if there are people not following the rules this weekend, then we will expect to see stronger penalties or potentially even a ban on fishing, and we don't want that to occur at all. Stay safe this Easter. Happy Easter.